Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because we're talking about the latest Vancouver Canucks Seattle Kraken trade report. Not just a rumor, there's a report that came out, and we're going to be diving in. Yes, it involves Ben Kuzma. I am absolutely stoked to talk about this. There's a lot to discuss. So let's dive in. We'll hit the promo, and we're going to get into it. All right, everyone. If you haven't heard yet, and most people have, but let's talk about this. Ben Kuzma from the province had a new report that the Vancouver province, that is, that Vancouver is the preferred destination for Shane Wright. I've made a number of Shane Wright videos lately, and a lot of people are just really triggered by this. Listen, the Vancouver Canucks have expressed interest. This is what we've heard before. Rick Dhaliwal, I believe, reported that, if I remember correctly. He reported that the Canucks have interest. Now, if I have the source wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it was Rick. Because Rick's awesome. Rick's the man, right? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, right, this is just whatever. Now coming out of Ben Kuzma from the province, he's saying, well, actually, I was watching I think it was Locked On Kraken, and they had reported that Shane Wright has demanded a trade. So, and then now we're hearing that the preferred destination is Shane Wright. Now, guys, I didn't think we'd ever hear in this rebuild that the Canucks are the preferred destination. I'm as shocked as you are, okay? And this is absolutely bonkers. And the question is, why? Why in the world would Shane Wright want to come to the Vancouver Canucks? Like, honestly, it's mind-blowing, don't you think? Like, what is it? Hey, you know what? When I think about where I want to go next, I just want to go across the border. That Vancouver place is pretty nice. Yeah, I know they're last place. I know they're in a rebuild, but you know what? That's where they'll treat me right, because you know what? Their culture is great. Their success is that. Okay. Like, apparently Shane Wright is so frustrated. And I get it. I get that he's not being utilized. A lot of times he's playing as a third line center. Lots of times he plays second line center. He's a first round pick, 4th overall to the Seattle Kraken. This is I believe the COVID years. And he has been a bust so far. And that's just the facts. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be negative. Guys, for where you look at Celebrini has a couple years. And he has been elite. But Kuzma is reporting that Vancouver is the preferred destination. Let's just look at, okay, why are the Canucks interested? Okay, let's just quickly look at this. Maybe I'll just bring this better. By the way, before I do that, I don't know if you've heard the huge breaking news, but I have just ventured into audio podcasts. So if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, search Kempner Canucks and you can find me there. I also have it on my X account and on my Facebook account, the links to both of those, the correct audio podcasts. So please go there. The Apple one is correct on those ones. The Spotify one is definitely correct on those ones. So you can check that out there. But so if you're in the car, or you're working out, or you're going for a walk or a hike, and you wanna listen to some Canucks audio, listen. There's no news and sports radio anymore in Vancouver. So we're it. And so just a heads up. Okay, let's dive into Shane Wright. Now, 6 foot. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it better. If you're watching this on, whoops, I pushed the wrong button. So 6 foot, 192 pounds, only 22-year-old Canadian boy, frustrated, right-handed shot centerman, frustrated that his career has not gone well. And if you look at 169 NHL games already, and he's only got 78 points. He's only got 36 goals in the amount of years he's played. Look at this, guys. He's basically played 2 full seasons, and they had 2 seasons that he only played 8 games. Okay? So they're developing him, and that's fine. And then that 23-24, when that 8 games, he had 4 goals, 5 points in those 8 games. There was a lot of promise. The next year, he goes and 24-25 with the Kraken, 79 games, 19 goals, 25 assists, 44 points. Hey, we're seeing some progress, right? 14 minutes a game. And then last year, 74 games, 12 goals, 15 assists, 20-some. He's going in a downward spiral, guys. So the question is Shane Wright the right fit for Vancouver? And when I made this video, this a little YouTube short, or what do you call it, TikTok or Reels or whatever we call it, all these short form content, people were losing their minds. We do not want Shane Wright. Well, the Canucks seem to be interested. And that there's somebody that wants to come. I have friends that are from Winnipeg, and they're saying nobody wants to be a Winnipeg Jet. So if you find a guy that wants to play in Winnipeg, then you got to sign him and you got to keep him. So there is a bit of an interest. But so why does he want to come to Vancouver? Because he's the right age. And he's seeing what Vancouver's doing. And he's like, I can grow with this team. I can have an opportunity to excel. I can prove to the world that I'm a number 1 center and that I just got the raw deal, the short end of the stick with the Seattle Kraken. And I don't know if that's true or not. Can he bounce back? Can he turn it around? Can he live up to the hype and the potential? Most people say, no, he's a bust. I have also said, hey, what if he just needs a change of scenery? What if you can get Shane Wright for pennies on the dollar and there's no risk? He's still, I believe, in his he has his entry-level contract, guys, for this season, and then you got to pay him. If he does not pan out in Vancouver, you don't even have to keep him, but you could probably trade him to someone else. Here's the other thing. What would it cost to re-sign Shane Wright if he has another – and on the Canucks team, he's not going to have a great year. Like, if you can see this graphic here – these are the projected lines. And so I'm probably going to post this on my podcasts for my audio podcast. So if you can't see this, let me just explain it. The forward line, the first line I have right now, DeBrusk on the left-hand side of Petey, and on the right, I have Lekermacki. The second line is always the bro line. Ogren, Rossi, Besser. Love that line. I think that's our best line. Third line is Drew O'Connor, Cotter, their newest addition. Carlson on the right-hand side. So Cotter's in the middle. And then on the fourth line, and this one's a little confusing to me, is Hedl playing? Because if he does, I put him on the left wing there. I don't know if he plays, guys. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's the fourth line. Ratu and Gallagher. I had Gallagher on the top line with Petey. And people are always getting mad. And then we had the defense pairs, which that doesn't really matter right now. We're talking about the forwards, everyone. We're talking about the forwards. And do you want – where would Shane Wright play? Where would Shane Wright play? Think about it for a second. Now, Cotter can play on the wing. He's a centerman too. I don't think he plays, but we'll see. I mean, you can put some of these guys on the wing, but and what would you have to give up for Shane Wright? I want to tell you one thing, okay? This is the crazy thing. All these people that are going and making videos, or actually more importantly, posting Shane Wright for Elias Pettersson, get out of here. Get out of here. No, that is not happening. If that happens, I will be so frustrated. I mean, if it's just a salary dump, okay, cool, whatever. But would Pettersson, if I was Pettersson, there's no way I would be waiving my no movement clause to go to the Seattle Kraken. Now, maybe he does. Maybe he's like, hey, they're in a better spot than the Vancouver Canucks. That's fair. I think that Pettersson has way, way, way more value than a guy like Shane Wright. At least Pettersson's done it before. At least Pettersson plays good defensive hockey. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Pettersson's the best player in all of sports, okay? But what I am saying is that there's no way I'd trade them 1-for-1. That is just asinine. It is ludicrous. It is ridiculous. Now I get this is why I get why Pittsburgh is saying the same thing. They want Pettersson, we want Kindle, and they're like, absolutely not, which is crazy because there's one guy who scored 35 points and there's another guy who scored 89 plus twice, has been in the 60s, just about the 70s for most of his career until the last 2 years, where he's got 41 and 45 points, or 45 and 51 points. Like, this is, they're not the same. Listen, you know me, guys. I'm not a huge PD fan. I don't like a lot of things. I actually have made a podcast episode that is not going video. I don't believe, I don't know if I'm going to share it video wise. I might later on, or maybe just to the YouTube members that are my paid members. They might just get it for free, but you can get it on the audio. I've already produced the Pettersson pros and cons list, okay, and it's coming out. But my wife came and said she loves to thrift, okay, and she's like, that's her thing. So she's like, honey, I bought you something special at the thrift store, which honestly, she's just awesome at finding great things at the thrift store. Probably half of our family's wardrobe is from the thrift store. She finds amazing deals, amazing name brand stuff. I could tell the way she was telling me that this was not going to be a good thing. And you know what she bought me, guys? This. And if you can't see it because it's audio, Elias Pettersson socks. Really? Like, I am so mad at her right now. I'm just kidding. I was laughing because she knows. And I'm like, you know what, Jenny? I'm going to wear these. And all my friends are like, what? You have Elias Pettersson socks? Yes, I had his rookie card. Yes, I had his jersey, and I sold them both. But now I've got his socks. But I'm telling you right now, there's no way Shane Wright for Elias Pettersson is going to happen. There's no way. We have to get way better value than that. We do. I don't think it's going to cost much. I also made a video on, because apparently the Canucks wanted to get Bouillon or what's his name, Verlander for him, right? And people were losing their minds on me. They're like, RevTrev, you're crazy. Don't ever do that. Verlander is so much better. You should go watch that video. Honestly, you would be surprised. You would be surprised at how close they are. But I wouldn't probably do that deal. I know I wouldn't do that deal. So what would you do? What would you do if you had the opportunity? Okay, because Because if you're not going to go Verlander for Wright, and that's the correct move, who would you trade? Who would you trade off of this roster? Because you're not trading Verlander. Okay? I think the logical one is Lecker-Mackey, everyone. I think it's Lecker-Mackey. And I like Lecker-Mackey, but is he ever going to crack this lineup? If he doesn't crack this lineup this year, he's gonzo, guys. Like, is he going to be a late bloomer or what? Like, as you can see here in the graphic, he's 21 years old. Okay, so he's still young, 5'11", 172 pounds, from Sweden, right? Shoots right. Okay, he was the 15th overall pick, first round, and he struggled too. Only 37 NHL games played in his career. 9 points, 5 goals, 4 assists. You would have to add sweetener. I think you would have to add a second round pick and Lecker-Mackey. Would you do that? I want to know. Would you do that? I would be very tempted to do that. Just on upside alone. Like, listen, just for like you're trading an NHLer for really a prospect. Now, Shane has not been good enough. I'm with you. But he's been way better than Lecker-Mackey. This is the kind of deal I do. I wouldn't do DPD. I wouldn't do Verlander, Booyam. Nope. I would not do that. By the way, guys, there's over 100 people in here right now. There's 87 comments or more. This is crazy. This is the hottest topic in Vancouver. So I'm at the stage. I'm just trying to think realistically. Okay. Realistically, we got to ask the question, is Shane Wright a bust or does he just need a change of scenery? And I think that the Canucks believe that. And I believe I would do, so maybe I should put RevTrev offer is Shane Wright, or I'll just put Wright for Lecker-Mackey as I'm typing this, and a 2028 2029. Yeah, let's do that instead. Second round pick. How do you not want that? He's a distressed asset. Nobody wants Shane Wright. Maybe the Vancouver Canucks do it. So let's just say the Canucks go get Shane Wright. Where does he play? Right? We still can move DeBrusk. We can still move Pettersson for the right deal. But it's Rossi, Coots, Cotter, Ratu, Sasson. I think Wright has an opportunity there. It's going to be Malhotra. But if it ends up being a Malhotra, Wright, Coots down the middle for the future, and they actually all pan out, then that's great. But I know it's a risk. That's why I'm not going to give out much. And you know what's so funny is I remember someone came into my comments and said, "Oh, RevTrev, he likes every single trade rumor." That is just not. I actually hate most Canuck trades that they make. It's hilarious. I literally cannot stand most of our trades. And whether I'm right or wrong doesn't matter at this stage, guys. For me to even be open to this would say, you know what, I'm leaning that he just needs a change of scenery. That's where I'm leaning. So I don't know. I would love to hear what you have to say about this. Should Shane Wright be a Vancouver Canuck? I want you to post in the comments. I'm going to get into your comments, and we're going to go from there. I'm just going to hit the promo. And I'm going to get into your comments. So glad you're here. Okay, you got 109 comments. I'm going to try to get through as many as I can here. Stuart is in the building. Good to see you. Brian is next. Kelly Duncan is here. It's exciting. Krista's here. Good to see you. What's going on, fans? Well, hey, what's happening is breaking trade report news about Shane Wright. Castle says, I do PD for Wright. And no. I'm telling you right now, anything PD for Wright, I don't think we're going to, I don't think it's good enough. I'm just saying. Marcus is here. Good to see you. Kelly says, I'd trade Verlander for Wright, not Boehm. I wouldn't do that, but it's worth talking about. It's worth discussing. But I wouldn't trade our young defenseman. He's got more upside. Heedle and a 5th round pick. There you go. Sensei Dean's in the building. Sean K says Wright for DeBrusque, 1-for-1. I would totally be open to that deal. Mark says trade Verlander straight across. I wouldn't do that one, but I mean, if you like it, that's fine. Sean K says Wright wants to play for Canucks because it's the only team in the league where he can play top 6. That's fair. That's fair. Krista says, let's get the 411 from the big rig about Wright and see exactly. Jamie played with him there and see if there's anything that might not work within the Canucks, within the way the Canucks are going in the locker room and culture. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors that he's not been good in the locker room. He's been frustrated. Mark says he likes where the Canucks are going. He said, yep. Hey, Major General Teo is in the building. Good to see you. Wright could be a wild card, but I would pass unless it was a real deal. I could flip Wright if he shows any signs of irritating the room. Yep. And thank you so much for gifting a membership on YouTube. I really appreciate that. And it looks like you've done 2 of them. Thank you so much. That's amazing. So we'll see who you bless them with. By the way, making tons more members only content on YouTube. So there's a lot more perks than just the emojis being on there. So there's a video on there right now. You can go 2 videos, 2 exclusive videos to those members. So go check those out. Chris says maybe Shane Wright wants a closer place to move to because he doesn't want to pay too much to move his house. You know what? He doesn't even have to move his house. He could literally commute. Remember John Tortorella never lived in Canada? He lived across the border, everyone. Crazy. Well, he was only here for 1 year, so he was right. Kelly says, you can say now that you're everywhere. Congratulations on the podcast. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm really excited about it. I got inspired, you know. And Shane knows how trash we are. He's getting first line minutes. Jack says, check that. Yeah, give them Heedle, he says. Sensei Dean says he might be a crap disturber, but if he realizes this is his only chance to get his career on track, it may be a wild card. Interview him. Is he mega? Is he a party guy? I don't know. I don't know either, man. And I don't care what your political. What do you mean mega? The guy is Canadian. Unless he has American citizenship, he can't vote. It doesn't matter. Canadians are obsessed with U.S. politics, and we can't vote. Anyways, C-Law is here. No, thank you. You're not interested in Shane Wright. Okay, that's fair. Major General Teo says, I would give him first line minutes and see how it goes. It just can't get too committed with a guy like Wright. You know what? You're right about Wright. But there's no risk. There's no real risk unless you give up something good for him. His face says it all. Oh, man. No. Talk about judging a book by its cover, eh? Jack says he's Canadian. You won't factor politics into trades. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Hey, that sounds great. Make Wright a number 1 C and make PD a 3rd C. Oh, man, can you imagine if that happened? Send them Heedle. and throw in EP40, and then Wright and EP40 have to swap houses, and Hedl can and medically retire in Seattle and get better health care for himself. That's a good one, Krista. I love that. Kelly says to put PD on the wing. That's hilarious. EP40 swap might be the only option. I don't think it's the only option, man. Major General says Hedl could play first line with Wright. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe that would help. I don't know. Yeah, if he wants to play here, it's half the battle. Yeah, exactly. That was my point. Yeah. Jack's like, I forgot about Hedl. Give him that, right? Now Seelad says, no, I don't want to give him. I don't want Wright at all. Oh, now I'll give you a fourth. I'll give you a third. It's getting better. I think Krista says, I think Hedl plays. He plays maybe 10 games this season. Oh, I don't know. That doesn't excite me. I mean, I'm worried about his health. Anyways, I hope he's healthy. But Major General Teo says, don't get attached to a guy like Wright. Be ready to move him fast. Give him time if he's not a problem in the room. Yeah, and other people are agreeing with that. Brian says Seattle is not going to take Hedl. Think realistically. I know. That's why I said Leckermacki. Hoping for Bulliam and Rossi re-sign with the Canucks? Absolutely. I hope they both do as well. DeBrusk wanted to play here, but he wants to play for a cup. We all want the cup. It is timelines for sure. I thought you were going to say timeless, but Sensei Dean said that. Hey, Swervin Irvin is here. He says we need money back to make the cap floor in a Pettersson trade. That's true. You just throw in Hedl as in an added bonus, right? Jack, Hedl or EP40 has to be in it. I don't think so, but I mean, that's your opinion. You're welcome to it. If it's EP40, I want something else too, but Verlander is a non-starter. We don't need Wright. Would be nice, sure. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Maybe Wright is our next JT Miller, that Major General says. Don't put up with any BS in the room. Wright need to leave it all on the ice, and he can channel his inner Roman gladiator. If they asked about Bulliam, I'd block the Kraken. Don't even go there. Exactly. Elvis is in the building. Elvis guitar. Elvis was great. Which one is it, man? You've got two. You've got two names in your YouTube name. That's hilarious. But cool. Elvis, great to have you here. Wright has the Alexander Daigle syndrome, a legend in his own mind. This is the wrong guy for this team. C-Law says second round pick and DPD. I wouldn't do that personally, but you might have to in order to pull it off. Leckermacki makes more sense dollar-wise. His odds of working in the NHL is lower than Wright. Right? Correct, I should say. Major General says, keep all the young guys. We already lost Podkolzin and Höglander. Yeah, I went on a little bit of a rant about Podkolzin the other day. I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he is. He's a top 10 pick, everyone. You want to talk about Wright being a bust? Can we not say that Podkolzin's a bust? Man. Anyways. I know a lot of Canuck fans are going to be mad at me about that. So how you doing has entered into the chat. Good to see you, man. It's been a while. Krista says, right, the EP40 and Hedl idea I threw out was a baseline idea. I mean, there's other things you can work with with the trade, but it's a start. That's true. John, my friend Johnny, good to see you. You have PD socks too? I know, man. I haven't worn them yet. I can't believe my wife is pretty funny, though, getting me these stupid things. You know what she paid for these? I think she paid under $5. Under $5 for these stupid things. Are you sure these aren't yours, John? Hedl and DeBrusk for Wright. Otherwise, I'm not giving up youth for him. That's fair. I think that's a great collector's thing, but man, those things are ugly Christmas sweater. Yeah, they are definitely like It looks like Beavis and Butthead kind of stuff. Look at this thing. Oh, I feel bad for the audio people that can't see this, but you'll have to check it out on YouTube, Facebook, or X for sure. Coach Rob thinks they're cool, though. That's good. Kelly says I'd buy them for 50 cents. Jack says he wouldn't trade Leckermacki either. Rolly says we have lots of second-line centers, plus Rogowski. Forget Wright. I mean, when is Rogowski going to actually play in the NHL? I think it's going to be 3 years down the line. You can have Wright play now and see if he's worth it. Sensei Dean says I would just go for picks as far as I'm concerned. C-Law now is all about trading DPD. Down for that. Okay. Leckermacki needs to get a real chance with real minutes. I agree that with you, Major General. What about the idea of maybe a Mancini in a Wright trade? I've seen that one online a bit. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. But, I mean, if that's what it takes, you got to do that deal. I mean, if it's straight up especially, but they wouldn't do that. Sorvin Irvin says, Drew O'Connor, I would do that. I would do that. Why not? Third line winger for a fourth overall pick. I'll do that. Leckermacki in a third, you'd say. I think it's going to take Leckermacki in a second, but I don't know. You would trade Drew O'Connor, Sela says. So how you doing, says, or Mancini plus and Hedel. I just don't think that Seattle would be interested in that deal. I don't think you can trade Hedel. Like, let's be honest, everyone. You can't trade Hedel. Mancini and Hedel, you do. Okay, no, I'm not good there. Mancini and maybe a fourth, or yeah, Hedel. I think you guys got to remember, like, they're going to try to get as much as they can too. And if it's not Vancouver, they'll just ship him somewhere else. Just because he wants to come to Vancouver doesn't mean he's coming to Vancouver. Yeah, Leckermacki always gets hurt, Brian. You're right. Lefty all arounds in here. Good to see you, man. Seattle probably doesn't want Mancini. Probably not, even though he's got good size. Jack says, no, I'm not trading picks. Would rather trade EP40 then. DeBrusk or Besser for Wright, if not Verlander. I like the DeBrusk. I don't like the Besser deal, to be honest with you. I know. I just like Brock. Keep him here. Why not? Leckermacki is injury prone, Brian says. Rolly says we're banking on drafting Joseph, who will be our number one center for next year's draft. Yeah, again, when will he play? Is he going to play in the following season? 2 seasons away? Elvis Guitar says, how many projects in the NHL have actually made it big? Cannot think of any. Yeah, I think there's people who've had changes of scenery and they look good. I don't know. Okran's a perfect example of that, guys. He was terrible with the Minnesota Wild. Look at his stats. And he comes to Vancouver and he looks real good. Real good. Krista says Leckermacki and Hedel. Sela is, even though you changed your mind and you're talking about draft picks and players, now you're saying that Wright is a bust, to be honest. Major General Teo says only 7 likes. Let's all hit the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Also, if you're following me on those new audio podcasts, apparently you can rate and review, and it goes really well for me. So if you don't mind doing that, that would be great. John, my friend, says Leckermacki is also too small. He needs to put size on to make a difference. Leckermacki in a third. I'm okay with that deal. I'm with you. Steve is here. Says, am I crazy for wanting Pettersson, the original, so the EP40, to be part of the deal going back to Seattle? Steve, I think you're crazy, man. You can get more for him than you think. Sensei Dean says Leckermacki, Hedel, or Mancini. Super delicious taco. Love that name. He's in the building. The only reservation I have with Wright is that he is already a locker room cancer. That's what people keep saying. Blue Jay M is here. Hey, Kempner. I am new to the channel, but I appreciate Canucks news. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you for showing up and being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you like the channel. I produce Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest. If you like that kind of content, please hit the like and subscribe. Super Delicious Taco says, does he fit the environment with quotations? Chris says, I think Patrick Alvin, who is now working for the Kraken, want one of the D-men he drafted. Of course he does. Of course he wants Verlander. I don't think you're going to get Canucks to do that. Krista says, I'm still sold on the heel Mancini for Wright. That's fine. Major General Tails says, I really wanted to see Lecker-Mackey get a full season in, but yeah, probably will. But yeah, you probably make that trade. Blue Jay M is unpopular opinion, but I think Verlander will be a much better player than Zeev. Zeev is so lazy defensively. Wow. Well, Zeev is the offensive guy. Verlander's supposed to be the offensive guy. I don't know. They're both supposed to have offensive upside. You're welcome to have that opinion, and we're going to find out sooner than later. I have William higher than Verlander, but yeah. But I'm with Johnny. You can't trade Zeev William. I'm with you. EP40 Angelo says Lecker-Mackey retained. Oh my goodness. Everyone's saying keep Zeev. Absolutely. Swervener says Patrick Alvin works for Seattle now, and he would be fleecing that guy. And we would be fleecing that guy. Sorry, yeah, I read that wrong. My apologies. Yeah, let's fleece Seattle. Blue Jay M says, I love Shane Wright's potential. Yeah, you know what? If he's a bust, we're hooped. But I mean, not hooped, but it's not a big risk if we don't give up much. Steve is not lazy. It just hasn't learned. As a rookie, tends to happen. I mean, he's a 20-year-old defenseman playing in the regular minutes in the NHL. I mean, you got to give this guy credit. Steve says, honestly, I think as long as EP40 is a Canuck, the rebuild isn't legit. It's fair. It's fair. Jack says trading Verlander now would be so stupid. We've been holding on to the kid while we had Hughes to not get win. Now help. To trade the kid now when we need him is so backwards and dumb. I hear you. I hear you. Major General is all in. He wants Wright for Lecker-Mackey and Hedl. I don't think they're going to do that, everyone. They don't want Hedl. Nobody wants Hedl. I don't even know if Hedel's going to play. Super Delicious Taco. If we trade Verlander for anything less than McDavid, I'm out for forever. That's a high standard, man. Blue Jay M says Shane Wright and a second rounder for Zeev. I love that deal. Oh my goodness. I hate that deal. But I'm glad you like it. T.O. Maple Laughs is in the building, and he says, as for the why, it's only money related. If Vancouver pays that much for Petey, then it's all bank for Wright. The Canucks will also have to open their wallets for Rossi and Zeev. How much are you going to pay Wright? He's not worth anything, everyone. They didn't pay Petey because he had a 45-point year and a 51-point year. They paid him huge dollars because he had a 102-point year and an 89-point year. So yeah. Shane Wright comes down on your next, you're next on The Price is Right. Kick the intro. Oh my goodness. Zeev was a top 5 prospect last year. We're not trading the kid. He's the future. I agree. I'm okay with this one that keeps popping up. DeBrusk for Wright. But I don't know if they would do that. But I mean, if you think about it, you're trading a second line or first line left winger for a potential bust. Sensei Dean Verlander will be solid, but not sure about him ever scoring much. Zeev will score much, and it always seems like we can never score. Well, we haven't been able to score for 2 years. Blue Jay says Z puts up points, but so bad defensively. That's fine. He can learn. Super Delicious Taco. Realistically, Rossi makes a lot of sense. We have centers coming, and Rossi might make us too competitive. He's a fantastic player that could get us a big haul back. I just think Rossi's better right now than Wright. I wouldn't do that deal. Rossi's young too, right? Not as young. T.O. Maple Laugh says the Canucks would have to pay Tom Verlander and a 2027 first-round pick. If that happens, then there needs to be another ride. I disagree that you wouldn't have to. You could trade Verlander for Wright straight across and do it. I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. It's not worth it. The only time we score a lot was with Bruce, but our third period has sucked. Yep, it's true. Jack's not worried about the locker room drama anymore with Ryan Johnson. With Manny Malhotra, just hope the kid is good. That's all. Thank you for the congratulations on my podcast. I just launched it this weekend. You know, when you think that everything's going to be, you know, I've been doing all this content for hardcore for 3 years now. I've been doing it for probably a decade, but 3 years hardcore on this Canucks channel. And just really been so thankful for all the people who listen. But putting a audio podcast together has been difficult. But it's up and running. So hopefully I won't have any more bumps in the road. Rossi for Shane Wright and Seattle's 2030 first pick. Whew. That's tempting. 2030. I'd prefer 2027. Just saying, but I see what you're saying. Blue Jay doesn't think that Shane Wright isn't a locker room cancer. That's BS. I mean, the amount of people say that, it's crazy. Steve says it's a rebuild. Yep. And that's why Chris is like, Wright is only 22 and he can still be a fit for Canucks rebuild. Cliff is here. Good to see you. If he has an attitude problem, I wouldn't have wanted him at any price. Ryan Johnson really emphasized size and character. Thanks, RevTrev. Hope all's going well this summer. Having a blast so far. Hoping to travel to Victoria soon. Hey, man, that's awesome. Victoria is beautiful. You'll love it there. You've probably already been there. I'm in Nanaimo in the harbor city, so it's pretty fun. John, perfect timing for Wright to join the team at 22 years old. I'm with you. He gets a good chance here as he has the skill coming out of juniors. Yeah, I mean, I just think just give him an opportunity. This is the kind of team that he could grow with. He could get a chance to show the world, right? Jax is here. He says, I love this time of year where we get to pretend Hedo will actually play. Oh, the optimism. Chris says, I'm too very much so, but I don't see him playing very much. Yeah, that's fair. Jack says we could just sign a goon to 10 million if we have to hit the floor. Ryan Reeves or something. Oh my goodness. Philip is in the building. Good to see you, man. Can we take back a crap contract that lasts 2 to 3 years long with Wright and maybe a pick that clears space for PD or DeBrusque contract going their way? That's something to think about. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that I don't think that we're going to trade PD to the Kraken for Wright. That just doesn't make any sense. He's on a downward trend and so is PD at the moment. Maybe he needs a change of scenery, but there's a lot of teams that are interested in Pettersson. Sensei Dean says, I think it's worth thinking that way. Money Monroe is in the building. He says, I think his character concerns are overblown. Before the draft, he was the youngest player to wear an assistant, an A in the OHL. And since the draft, nobody has said he's been a problem in the room. You know what? A lot of people say that he's been a problem in the room. Podkolzin is 100% a bust. He's way bigger bust than Wright. At least Wright is a good defender and center. Yeah. Swervin Irvin wants me to unbox the socks. You know what? I can, but I kind of like keeping them in here because, like, this is just. I guess I could keep this and just say, "Look at this face." Unbox. It just looks like this, man. That's all it does. I don't even know if I'm gonna wear it. Hoglander was a loss. But not sorry to see Podkolzin gone. We are fine without him. Sensei Dean says bad plus minus, but maybe good enough to improve. The Canucks entire team had a bad plus minus, I think, last year. Michael Daniels in the building. Hi, we definitely need Matthews from Toronto Maple Leafs to the Vancouver Canucks. We definitely need him, and I have this feeling that one of these months he's going to sign with the Vancouver Canucks. Really? I would be very, very surprised if the Canucks went there. Like, it doesn't fit the rebuild. Why would we go get him? Michael Daniel, please post more about that. I don't understand your reasoning. And I think that Matthews is pretty good. So don't get me wrong. Austin Matthews is pretty good, but I don't think that we need him. We miss Boldy and Caulfield because of Podkolzin. I know that was epic fail, guys. Blue Jay, dang, Kempner only picks and chooses to interact with. Cheesy. Yep. I have 141 in here, and I have to be selective of which ones. But I've done a lot of your comments, man, so I don't really know why you would be complaining. I've done a ton. Sorry to see Garland go, but he needed a fresh start. Another one says, running a stream isn't easy. Swervin Irvin knows he's got his own podcast, his own show on YouTube. Jack, I don't care if they ship him somewhere else. I didn't expect anyone coming out in this offseason anyways. I want to tank. We're going to tank. We're going to be a bottom 5 team for sure. No, it's not, Blue Jay. You're saying that you guess that people using critical thinking on Zeev is frowned upon. You're welcome to have that opinion. I don't agree with it, but you're welcome to have that opinion. And you said it's going to be unpopular. Guess what? In my stream, in my chat, it's unpopular, and you already called it. So another comment, EP40 is growing a bit long in the tooth. Sad to say 11 million a season is starting to hurt us. Yep. Hone Music INT, it says many such cases players blossom on their second or third team. That's true. Blue Jay says he's not big on Zeev whatsoever. I feel like you've said that 5 times in the chat. Just a heads up on that. So I won't be reading any more of those, not because I don't like your comments. Just Lecker Mackey and Petey needs to hit the roids. Major General says. And you're right. Sorvener says you're not wrong, in my opinion, but the jury's still out when it comes to Zeev. Yeah. But I don't know. I see flashes of greatness. So Deeks Rips is here. Hey man, good to see you. Glad you're in the channel. I thought Kempner was ignoring me, but he reads every single comment. Much respect, Kempner. Oh, now you love me. Now you love me. Oh my goodness. Whatever happens, Sensei Dean says we will see how they look in the fall. Why don't we go for Nyes? Matthew Nyes would be awesome. I just don't know what the price tag would be. 150 people in here, everyone. This is great. Kelly Duncan, Shane Wright's preferred trade destination is Vancouver Canucks. Yep, we've talked about this. Yep. He likes where the rebuild is headed. The Canucks could dangle Jake DeBrusk and a mid-round pick to pry him away from the Kraken. I like that. Where'd you get that from? Did you make that up yourself? Deeks Rips says, give them a season. Okay. Wust is in the building. Good to see you. Shane Wright for Victor Mancini. Take it or leave it. I think they would leave it. I don't think they do it. Krista says, I like Nyes. Why aren't we trying to catch him? Totally forgot about Nyes. It's because the cost is too high, everyone. I don't think they want what we have to offer. Jack says, hey, Seattle, you're going to take Hedel and you're going to like it. Jay Wood is in the building. Good to see you. Why are we even talking about him? We're better off without Wright and keeping who we have. That's a fair comment. Cliff says, DeBrusque wants to play for a contender that takes Seattle out. That's true. It's true. Because he's got no movement clause, right? Jay does not think that Wright is worth the time. Swervin Irvin says he's definitely not worth draining our prospect pool for. Absolutely. Blue Jay says, just subbed. I appreciate your channel, Kempner. Thank you. Thank you. Why didn't we bring back Bruce? There it is as an assistant coach, because he doesn't want to be an assistant coach, I don't think. Super Delicious Taco says, I'm saying if we put Rossi up for Wright, we could price picks from Seattle, take on solid project and Wright, and be less competitive so we can land another top 3 pick. I think we're in a top 3 pick either way. But I hear what you're saying. Terry and Schooling says, I think Rossi is better at this point. Rossi will or could be a great trade chip in the future. There you go. Blue Jay does make the good point that Rossi has had a lot of injuries as well, but he likes them. Flashy News is in the building. Come winter, your channel is going to explode. Woo! That'll be great. I hope so. I mean, I've been grinding hardcore on these on this Canucks channel for 3 seasons now. So Jack says Rossi has more value than that. If he breaks out, he's worth 2 firsts easily. They wouldn't take Coots for him. Major General says 3-way trade, PD for Wright and then Lucas Dubois. Yeah, there's no way that the PD says yes to Seattle. You're right, Super Delicious Taco. Yeah, I've said that earlier on. Mark says, like and subscribe for all this great Canuck content. And now that Sportsnet 650 is gone, yep. If you want to follow the podcast, please do that as well. I got 2 podcasts up. I'm going to take this audio and put it on there tonight. Van Island Beauty, growing long in the earlobe. Are you talking about me? I don't know. Are you talking about Pedersen? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I don't think he has long earlobes. I don't know. Jack says, I'm so ready for more tanking. Hopefully Nothing is Perfect has that paper bag already. He's got 84 games of tanking instead of 82. Krista says, and watch, we keep EP40 and pops off under Manny. Yeah. Oh, you guys going to like my Manny, my Pedersen podcast. Again, to hear it, you're gonna have to follow me on one of these sites for sure. And watch, we keep yeah, okay, so we just talked about that. Okay. Philip liked your joke right there. Cliff says, I think what the Canucks should be doing is keep on taking bad contracts with picks. That's fine. Sensei Dean says 1 more year of tanking, then start the fast climb. Yeah, that would be nice in there. So Nicholas says, General Teo, super delicious tacos, walking wall onions. Just summarize my favorite dinner. Okay. Swervin Irvin, if you ever want to do a live Dollarama rip together, I have some packs saved. Did you see what I pulled on July 1st? I did not. I got to go check that out. Absolutely would love to do that. Anytime that we can collab, I'm happy to do that. I'm more shocked that Wright wants to be a Canuck. I thought people said nobody wanted to play in that BC dump. Yeah, right? That's a... DeBrusque clause changes to a 15-team no trade after a year. That's fair. We just don't play Hedel against the Panthers, Knights, or Tom Wilson, Sensei Dean says. Chris says, Bruce is great for the culture. Such an amazing guy from everything I've seen with his short time at the Nucks. But hey, don't forget to vote to get Finn in the Mascot Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I'm at the last couple comments, everyone. I'm at 55 and a half minutes on the podcast. This is awesome. DeBrusk trade clause will be 31 teams next year, even Winnipeg. Yeah, people like that comment. Major General Teo says, I think Canuck fans will flood YouTube this year. Radio is gone. Yeah, it's possible. Doesn't DeBrusk have a no movement clause? Yes, he does. It's a full no move for one more season. Thanks, Swerve Irvin, for confirming that. And then, yeah, Jack says DeBrusk wants out. Hell, even Seattle, I think he'd do. I mean, he's better than Vancouver for sure. Super Delicious Taco says there's no reason to trade Petey at this point. He's not that big of a problem in the room. Young guys probably think of him as the rich uncle that hasn't realized his knees are cheese. Yeah, so I made that on. That one's going to go live. I don't know. What day is the day? Monday? I was hoping to wait till Friday to release that. Now that I'm going to release this one on the audio podcast, I might do that. Okay. Sensei Dean, I do like management direction. Maybe won't need to keep saying Vancouver is the farm team of the NHL, half joking since the 1980s, right? Okay, everyone, I'm going to call it a night. I want to make this under an hour. So thank you so much, guys. I have my RevTrev offer is Shane Wright for Lecker Mackey and a 2029 second round pick. I don't know if they would do that, but I'm just going to call it a night. And I'm with John Mountain, and he says, I just hope the Canucks actually do the rebuild and do it properly. Look at San Jose. Absolutely. A lot of people are pouring in good night and thanks and everything. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. And I'm just going to end it on a great note. Appreciate you. Believe in blue. I'm excited about this rebuild. Interested in these trade rumors and these trade reports. There's actually nothing else going on in hockey land and Canuck land right now. And then let's always continue to cheer this team on no matter what. Go Canucks.